Put it on your chair. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Yes, of course.
Maybe here's each of prisoner, make sure that you're not communicating with them, otherwise I'll ask you to leave.
So it's like they're trying to punish us for thinking it's hot sometimes, and now they're trying to freeze us out.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine.
It's not fun.
It's a beautiful, it feels great. And I know today is gonna be a great day, even though it started off a little bit crazy. Nobody has keys to anything.
Matthew Salazar here.
So,
Matthew Salazar, please step up here.
all right, I'm gonna call the docket. You need to let me know you are here. If you are here, stand and let me know you're here. Take a seat. All right, Joanna Reyes. Joanna Reyes. Shawana Canales is in custody. Matthew Salazar. All right, thank you. Adolph Lopez, custody. Michael Stacker, custody. Nicholas Courtney, custody. Tamar McIntyre, custody. Jasmine Hardaway. Raymond Alejandro. Raymond Alejandro. Tuska Hamrick, custody. Randy Elizondo. Thank you. Carly Green. Carly Green. In custody is Jesse Garcia. Matthew Allen Castillo. In custody is Joe Anthony Tamez. Joaquin Mendez. Joaquin Mendez. Kevin Luna, custody. Caleb Chrome. Thank you. You got to do hairdo.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Carlos Terrazas, custody. Robert, people think I don't remember them, but I do. My mind's a steel trap. He changed his hairstyle. Bobby Rivera. Ernest Fernandez. Emily Freyert. Emily Freyert. Nicholas Rafael Martinez. Nicholas Rafael Martinez. Glenn Ritter. James Perales. David Nicholas Zalaki. Thank you. Edward Brian Casillas. And custody is Jerry Banda, Rolando Gomez, Diego Mescaro, Renee Cantu.
Morning, Judge Boyd.
Good morning. Jesse Inao, custody. Ashley Medina. Ashley Medina. I think she was taken into custody. Yes. Was she brought over? All right, could you put an order for her to come over?
And George, you reset Hanopo until Friday.
All right, thank you. Shawana Canales, custody. Jennifer Rodriguez. Jennifer Rodriguez. Ernest Mora. Ernest Mora. And then we have Gidry from yesterday. And Gidry, is he in custody? Just one moment. No, he's on bond. I think he's allowed to appear by video. Because he was here yesterday, Terrell Gidry. All right, is there anyone present and your name was not called or you came in late? What's your name?
Jason Martinez.
What's your SID number or case number?
Case number is 753-539.
All right, do you know who your attorney is?
They already bought this.
Have you had contact with your attorney? All right, just have a seat. We'll see if we can connect you with your attorney. Anyone else? Yes? I'm sorry, what? Roy Vidalis? Do you have a case number or SID number? Do you know who your attorney is? Have you had contact with your attorney? All right, just give us a moment and we'll make sure that we connect you. Yes?
Jesús Treviño, attorney Leticia Garcia.
All right, have you had contact with her?
No.
All right, what's your SID number or case number?
99218. I don't know the case.
All right, just have a seat and we will get with y'all. All right, everyone, today is jury trial day. So if you want your trial, today is the day you're going to get your trial. So if your attorney's not here, you need to pick up the phone and call them. And everyone else, please confirm when you're ready. Just ask the clerk to pull your file.
There's have that. Yeah.
Morning, guys. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, it should be. Well, and see. Take that, yeah. Issues like, back. Take that back. Panic.
Don't need you to step outside.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think it's because it's.
Just so that you know, Judge, the gentleman in the box, we found it out 2 days ago, so it's still showing as an active door.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll get them out here to take care of that. Yes.
We have Randy Elizondo on the docket. We have an informal inquiry with him in Judge Carruthers Court at 9:20. So
All right, go do that.
I will. Yeah, I'm just talking to Daniel on something else.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
No.
This is one of the cases that's filed.
All right, can I see the file on Jesse Garcia?
The attorney is here, just had an MR here, she's really bad about. I mean, I guess she's still needs to come here and talk to her client.
Oh, I'll bring him up. That's the only pending case we have, right?
He's pending the senior.
And you know if he's set on the receiving with us?
I'm sure it's something like this. They're having, see.
Okay,
He's using.
all right. Deputy, are you able to bring up Jesse Garcia? Thank you.
Yeah, like in the 10 or 10. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's to number 10. Yeah, there's some CSIs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or board.
Wonderful.
And I need to file on Terrell Gidry. I had it up here on the bench, but somebody took it. Terrell Gidry. Gidry.
I was like, this sounds familiar.
I'm saying, they never.
They're the one.
But they never.
No.
It's a lifetime.
Well, I'm telling you, people always say once in a lifetime and they build it up. You know, like when you go to see a movie and they build it up to here and then you're expecting it to be here and it only meets you here and you're disappointed. And then everybody is acting as though it's going to be a purge or Night of the Zombies, like they're closing down different things.
He's laughing at me, not me.
Cause I don't.
Personal stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
It's gonna be foggy on days, right? And so.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
oh, no.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. If he was the motorcycle. So, but he's operating a motorcycle with him. Yeah.
One evening for you.
Like, come on, like, yeah. If you want to do ice. I'll follow like the first right. Something like. Either also can't see or only because he's on. And I don't know if I have no idea, and I don't know if anything processes, but I can imagine. Might be tougher than. Or whatever. You know what I mean? That's my only hold up on it. It's not that difficult. I don't know if that would be.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, just. Enough, yeah.
Case number is 2024 CR 0964.
Yes. Yeah. Because, you're-
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. I think I'll- Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's what I say. Yours is really for having this. Yeah.
No. What you want.
Jesse Garcia? Is this Jesse Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, your case has been dismissed. And the reason why it was dismissed was in regards to witnesses. So you know why you're here. You should make sure that you don't come back here again for this. You understand? Or for anything. My understanding is your misdemeanor case, you have a misdemeanor case pending. So, well, that's my understanding. This is felony court. I have absolutely nothing to do with misdemeanor court. Okay. All right, so your attorney is not here, they're in another court, but I'm sure they'll be in contact with you. All right,
So I still gotta go back and do more time for misdemeanor?
I have no idea. This is felony court. I have absolutely nothing to do with misdemeanor court or your misdemeanor case, all right?
Okay,
All right.
thank you, Judge Boyd.
And you were dressed appropriately for trial. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Your family or whoever provided your clothing did very well.
My lawyer did.
Okay, well, good job. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Since Michael Stacker is in Courtcam, his house in Kerrville, I want to know if you still want to live on. They'll just pick him up in Kerrville. Okay.
Yes. Yes, we will. All right, thank you. Who's here on Joanna Reyes? Where is she? Oh. Was she supposed to be by Zoom?
Yes.
Okay. What's happening?
Judge, this is the one where
Yes. Yes. Okay. So when is that case set?
today. Well, not that case, but not the other cases.
That's what it says in the system.
I think that's the one that it's gonna be, we're picking a date in the future, Judge
All right. Who is that defendant?
McIntyre.
Ah, okay. All right. Ms. Joanna Marie Reyes, you need to show your video. All right, your client is not here. She was here and I asked her to show a video and then she disappeared.
She dropped off.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she's done.
Oh.
All right, Ms. Reyes, you need to show your video. All right, so I'm not gonna be able to allow her to appear by Zoom anymore because she doesn't know how to work Zoom.
Well, we worked last time. I'm not sure what the issue is.
She said it's not allowing her to turn it on.
Huh.
All right, and she said she's not allowed to unmute as well. She said she's never had this issue before.
Okay. Text her that she needs to come down to court. Oh.
It's in the morning. All right, I'm telling her she needs to appear in person.
Okay.
Oh, she said she can come to court.
Okay.
She lives 7 minutes away. All right, she'll be there.
I'll be back, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Counsel, can you grab Stephen Gilmore?
Yes.
I don't know what was going.
All right, so just give us a moment. We're gonna grab your attorney.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
No problem. Text sometimes doesn't work.
I was freaking out. I was like, what's going on? I've used this the last time.
Yes. She made it. It worked now.
Come up, please.
All right, so I know that you all are working with the other attorneys to get a jury trial setting.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna recall her in 3 weeks. But I know that's probably not gonna be the exact date. Once the other attorneys come in, if you'll come back to court, we'll probably have a different date for you.
Okay.
All right. So, Ms. Reyes, I'm gonna give you a 3-week reset now, but your attorney's gonna contact you to let you know if that's really the date. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you'll be able to contact her and let her know the correct date.
Of course, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 3-week reset on Joanna Reyes. Yes. All right, we'll see you on April 29th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You as well.
And thank you for dressing it appropriately for Zoom.
I was ready to go to the court, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, you as well.
Need everybody. That should have one had that should file. Yeah.
All right, Matthew Salazar, come forward. All right, so why is he in custody?
Judge, he's on for from my understanding, the warrant was out for the MTR.
Mhm.
We got the bond set last week.
Yes.
It was released, but apparently the warrant never cleared.
Okay, all right, so
So,
we need to make sure that happens.
yeah, she's waiting. She says once it clears, they'll release him.
Okay,
So I don't know why that is, why they wouldn't let him out of jail if they were stolen.
all right, I did my part.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we'll take care of that today.
Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about what was going on.
I thought
So I was like, oh my God, I
double
just thought
jeopardy.
you were planning him out and he picked up something else.
What happened?
Okay, so that's why he's under the warrant. That should not be a warrant.
Okay,
I'm respectfully questioning a just 2 weeks judge on
Mhm.
this case.
for what purpose?
Okay, he's got a new number one. I want to look into something on that, but I also want him to do a couple of things before.
Okay. All right, if you all will approach, please. Can you mute us?
Sympathy.
Yeah. You know, now I'm gonna have to go with South Carolina.
Sometimes they say you say you live by the tree,
Oh, you die by the three.
by
You live by it, you die by it. If that's all you bring into the party.
both.
But you know, sometimes people don't want to earn threes the hard way. By earning it the hard way, you make the two, you get fouled, and you go to the free throw line. People want to go the easy way.
I think your coach kind of let you down because you double Larry Bird. You double Larry. Double Larry. You don't let Larry Bird do everything.
Yeah.
Because Larry Bird should have had to go to the free throw line.
Well, you know what somebody once said, a commentator, when they were watching a game, they said, I will tell you this, you know, whoever the player is who's shooting the best, you know what they say? They're not beating us tonight. It's going to have to be one of the other four players to beat you.
Yeah.
But then again, did you see the interview that it was a team that was playing against KJ?
Yeah.
And the reporter was asking them, hey, why did y'all lose? And they're like, because of KJ. And then she said, well, is there anything else you could have done? And so the two guys look at each other and they're laughing. And he's like, no, there was nothing else. We did everything. We threw the kitchen sink. That's all we can do. No, they're like, we can do anything, but we tried our best.
Sometimes it's like that.
But you know what I would tell you? You can't win every game. Even the Chicago Bulls in their heyday, when they went on that run,
They lost some.
they lost some.
Not many.
Not many. They lost
They
some.
lost.
And then now, do you remember that year? It was the year the Saints won the championship. People thought they were going to go undefeated because, I mean, miracles were just happening to them.
Yeah.
Like even in a game where they were still undefeated, and you thought they were going to lose, a ball gets intercepted by the opposing team.
Yeah.
The guy does not give the Saints offensive player does not give up on the play. Runs, catches the guy, snatches the ball from him, and gets a touchdown. It was just miracles all over the place. Then when they get to the Super Bowl, what ends up happening? They're down. Next thing you know, they do an onside kick to begin the second half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes it's just not in
It only
parts.
happened once in 72 Dolphins.
Only one time. And you know what? They keep bringing out the Dolphins whenever people get close. And you know what I would say, Dolphins, y'all watch it at home because this is not happening.
Yeah. Those are my boys.
Maybe if somebody's playing a game and it's a frozen tundra.
Remember Mercury Morris?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But they set him up on some bad charges. I was down in the DA's office.
West Texas State University, alumni.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey.
On Buffaloes.
Mercury Morris.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they trumped some charges up on Mercury.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It happens.
But he beat those charges.
But I think, I think South Carolina, it's their time. They're ready. They're hungry. Other people, see, you have some people who they pretend like they're hungry, but they're not. South Carolina is like, no, we're here. We're going to spoil some dreams today.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I think some dreams are going to die.
But I felt your pain, Judge.
Oh, no. Hey, you know what? There's always next year.
It's always next year.
Yeah. Who's here on David Nicholas Zawalaki?
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. I don't know why you keep standing in the center. You do that every time. Do you want to be in the center?
I do. I
All right,
always do,
so
Judge. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, stand in the center,
No.
adjust your tie. Yeah, that's what you do.
It's my thing, and it's not the best part of my personnel.
No, you can stand in the center and adjust your tie. If you didn't do that, I would be like, what is wrong with the day?
Yeah.
All right, where are we on discovery? Because today a discovery acknowledgement is due and an offer needs to be tendered.
So we'll be ready for the discovery. We discussed potential offer. I just need to double check with the complainant before I formally make it, Judge.
Okay, so discovery is done?
Yes, Judge.
That's right.
And we'll get that filled out.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. If you recall this for the week of April 15th. All right, we'll be back on April 18th. At that time, states you need to be prepared to make an offer.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Randy Elizondo. All right, so where we on the psychological, what is-
We just had a hearing with Judge Carruthers and he's ordered a psychological evaluation, Judge.
okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I need a 45-day reset.
Yes, ma'am. May the 20th.
All right, we'll come back on May 20th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
Carly Green. All right, you're late. You need to sit on the front row. Joaquin Mendez. Joaquin Mendez. Nicholas Rafael Martinez. You need to get on the front row. You're late. Jennifer Rodriguez. Ernest Mora. Jason Martinez. I come forward. Oh, come forward. All right, if you stand right there, they're going to look you up and we'll make sure you get contact information for your attorney, all right?
Thanks.
All right. His cause number is NIMAC number 753-539. He needs contact information for his attorney and we need to see if he's on the docket.
I mean, there's. on city line.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't.
Are you all ready, Mr.
We are.
Okay. Diana? We're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 3264, State of Texas versus Matthew Salazar.
Radio.
Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
State.
defense?
Public reporter.
Are you Mr. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorneys? With your attorney, did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Matthew Salazar who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 3264 for the offense of assault of a pregnant person on December 8, 2022 for a term of 10 years? Is that you? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, we're proceeding on the first violation under violation number 2. We're waiving and abandoning all others.
All right, so which violation?
The first paragraph.
If you all want to read that into the record. And I need a stamp, please, for a motion to revoke.
Violated condition number 2. On or about 13th day of February 2023 in Bear County, Texas.
Everyone, you all need to whisper. We're on the record.
The defendant, Matthew Salazar, did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely methamphetamine, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000, and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court would find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge.
And what are you all requesting?
And we're requesting that that he have to participate in a TAC evaluation. It's my understanding one hasn't been done up to this point. That he be referred for intensive outpatient treatment. That he have to call into the UA hotline, and then that a felony drug court referral be issued. And then we're hoping, obviously, it's been a little bit since this previous violation. We're hoping if he's given an opportunity out in the community, that if he can make these appointments to show that he's willing to move forward in his probation and actually start taking accountability, that'll get him on the right track. We'd also ask that if any of these appointments moving forward don't happen, that indicates that he's not moving forward with his probation, that we'd issue an APR at a later date.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Matthew Salazar.
All right, so what's going on in your life? Why have you been using?
Well, to be honest, back at that point, back then, I just depressed. I lost everything. I lost my family.
Okay, you're gonna have to,
I lost everything. I was just depressed. And I mean, somehow, somewhere along the line, I messed up and, I know consequences for my actions. And right now, I'm at a better point in my life. I have some kind of family structure behind me. I have something to look. I have,
Open your mouth.
I'm better point in my life right now, and I have some sort of structure behind me now to help me out, and something to look forward to. And
What's your structure that you have behind you now?
well, now I have my dad. He's back from. He was overseas. He's back now, and I don't.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know maybe you're nervous, but you're gonna have to open your mouth
Yes,
to
ma'am.
speak and stop mumbling,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
when you do that, guess what? I can't hear, court reporter
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
hear.
Oh no, my dad came back from overseas, so now he's here to help me out and get me on the right track. And I've been doing good. I got a job. I'm working.
What do you do?
I'm an electrician, and I work at a corner store at night.
All right, so when's the last time you used?
Not.
I mean, here's the thing.
Oh no.
You started your sentence with, to be honest.
Yeah. No.
And your
I was gonna-
attorney will tell you, usually when people say, well, to be honest, what's about to follow is not honesty.
No, I was going to tell you, not Matt. I probably used it that 1 or 2 times, but I came out dirty. But I was smoked weed like before I got arrested.
Okay,
I'm beating.
all right. And probation?
Yes, Judge, I didn't hear his last answer.
Oh, he said he smoked weed.
Okay. Judge, in addition to everything that the state has mentioned, I would add sober support meetings.
Okay. All right, any questions from either counsel?
Nothing defense.
All right, this is what the court is gonna order. The court is gonna order a TAP evaluation. That can be done out of custody. If you miss that TAP evaluation appointment, and there's not a good reason for it, by good reason, I mean, hey, I'm in the hospital, a warrant's gonna be issued for your arrest. Do you understand? You're gonna call into the UA hotline. Here's the thing about the UA hotline. When you call it, they may say, hey, you need to come in and do a test, right? And maybe you're at a job site and the job won't let you leave. So you're like, I'm just not gonna go do the UA hotline. Nope, what you need to do is you need to pick up the phone, call your probation officer and say, I'm at a job. This is when my lunch break will be today. Can I come in over my lunch break? You understand? There is going to be referral to felony drug court. And there's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And follow all TAP recommendations. Unless they're asking for inpatient treatment. We'll start with outpatient treatment if they're asking for inpatient treatment. With the referral to felony drug court, do not miss that appointment.
This one.
If he's accepted into felony drug court, then of course we won't need to follow the TAP recs. Is there anything else, probation?
Judge, there have been times where under the court's direction, if we can't drop what he's doing at the job site, you allow 24 hours for that submission of the UA. Is that a case?
Yes. But the first thing he needs to do is call probation and make sure that you can't squeeze it in over your lunch break.
Yes, ma'am.
But under no circumstances is that UA to be performed after 24-hour time period. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anything else, probation?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. I think I really need just help and support so I can get back on track.
All right. All right. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. Everything that you do, you're looking at 10 years in prison potentially. So you're being given the tools, so perhaps you won't use. Everyone, when we're on the record, don't approach. People don't read that sign. All right. So you've been given the tools. If there's an issue and you see that you're going to use in this court, you know what you should do? Pick up the phone and call probation. Pick up the phone, call your sponsor. You should get a sponsor. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And if you feel like probation is not addressing your issue, you can always come back to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But above all things, don't just throw up your hands and say, whenever they pick me up, they pick me up, because then things start piling up. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. And do I need to recall the warrant again? All right, and recall the warrant on this case, please? Yes, but you can put, no, don't reinstate the bond, just recall the warrant. His case is over. So he shouldn't have a need to make a bond.
Can't we leave those to show lose it all?
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, true to number 2, and the court found it true. Thank you. All right, thank you. And Mr. Porter, before you leave, just make sure that's taken care of. All right, everyone, you may approach and talk. That goes to that file as well. Thank you.
Bring it over right here.
Oh. Excuse me, can I have that file back that I just gave you, please? Yes. Because for some reason, things got mixed up. There are things in another file that shouldn't be in there. All right, there we go. All right, who's here on Raymond Alejandro? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I'll see you all back at 1:30.
Oh, we thought because this was set when we were in trial last time, so we were told that this was just to get the new date.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just testing everybody. I was trying to get the hearts pumping.
You got mine pumping.
And your client, his tie is not.
Uh-oh. I wasn't ready either.
Every day I come in here, my heart pumps, goes forward.
Okay.
This would have been great if you'd done it yesterday.
Yeah, sure, right? See, I'm just getting everybody's heart pumping, and I know it's not their time to go this week anyway. All right, so have y'all conferred with the coordinator?
Yes, I told Matt that I'm open to whatever date works for him.
What date?
Oh, I can get a date from,
All right, let's get the date now.
Yeah.
okay. That should be fine, good.
All right, your jury trial date is going to be June 4th. All right, and before everybody steps away, let me make sure that everything is in order in this file. All right, June 4th.
June 4th. Thank you, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, you too.
I know, I was just saying. We have to see what it's doing first.
Yes. Thank
And stay on that case involving Alejandro. You all have the transcripts, correct?
Yes, Judge, we do.
Okay, thank you. And if you all could, before you leave, if you could do an additional acknowledgement of discovery, because I don't think the transcripts are included in that.
Okay.
Email. Have a brain.
I get it, yes. Appreciate it.
Who's here on Carly Green?
We're here, Judge.
All right, Green, if you'll come forward.
Carly, come on up. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so we're scheduled for jury trial today.
Yes, Judge.
Judge, I believe Daniel filed a motion for continuance. One of our witnesses just had a baby. I believe it's a complaining witness, just had a baby last week.
All right, if y'all want to pull out the motion for continuance, because I don't have it with
Okay,
me.
yes, ma'am. Let me
And are you going to be an objection to the motion for continuance?
No, it's our first motion for continuance, Judge, a young case, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna. That's fine. Want me to hand it to you? Judge, well, sorry, it's a little hard to reach.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 10223, State of Texas versus Carly Alexis Green. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Adam Blood.
All right, in this case, the state has filed a motion for continuance. Defense, have you had a chance to review the motion for continuance?
Yes, Your Honor. It's based upon a witness being unavailable due to a medical issue.
All right. Do you have any objection to the motion for continuance?
Judge, I don't think it's necessarily proper to object to the motion of continuance. It's a young case. We don't have an objection as is presented. We were timely served.
All right. Then the court will grant the motion for continuance. And we can go off the record. The court needs an acknowledgement of discovery. Has all the discovery been tendered?
I believe so, Judge. I don't know if we've done the acknowledgement.
No. All right. And then the next thing, Ms. Green, you were late for court. Why were you late?
I apologize for my tardiness, Your Honor. I was in the hallway waiting for my attorney and he just told me to go in.
Yeah.
So
All right, let me explain something to you. And this is me, when I had started practice, what judges would always tell all of the attorneys and what we would tell our clients, whether your attorney is here or not, the person who needs to be on time is you. Judges pretty much understand attorneys when they're not here because maybe they're in another court. But if you're not here, you're the one who could end up getting arrested. So docket in this court starts at 9. You need to come in. You understand?
understood, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge. She was here, just a miscommunication.
Oh, no problem. I give everybody a first chance. All right. So how long are you all expecting this trial to last?
3 days.
All right.
About 3 days, maybe 4, probably 3.
All right. I've seen you in trial. I've seen you in trial. Norma, this is a 2-day trial setting. And that includes selection. And it's criminal trial division.
June 11. I don't think they have anything that far out. Yeah.
All right. Are you okay with that date, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We will put your jury trial date is going to be June 11th. And then once you all have signed the acknowledgement of discovery and once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're
Thank
welcome.
you, Your Honor.
Have a
You're
seat.
welcome. So,
What's up?
has the auditor paid you any of your money yet?
A little bit, but I mean, they owe 87,000 right now.
Oh my gosh, it's not from this court though, right? If it's something from
Actually,
this
yeah.
court, let me know.
One of them is Vernon Dixon. They still haven't paid it.
All right, so if you will give me the information on that, I'll call over there if you have any objections to me calling.
I appreciate it. The MAC said that they, and I believe it, they felt they lost their guy that was doing the vouchers.
Mhm.
So in the course of about 2 weeks, they sent like 25 confirmations. So we're gonna get the ball.
So do you have the confirmation on?
Yeah,
Dixon?
it's kind of a mess though. So it has to go through the MAC and then from the MAC, it goes to the auditor. What doesn't make sense is they're sending flat rate vouchers to the auditor though. Like it's a flat rate, like literally a plea. I didn't even do a jail visit because, you know, the guy wasn't in bond. What's there to audit?
All right, so if you give me the policy number on that, I'll call them today.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, actually, now you mentioned it. Yeah, they haven't paid Vernon Dixon yet.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh, I have left. I'll get right back to you. Thank you. Hey, buddy. There was something they left with it. It looks like an officer. No, 41. 41.
Caleb Crum, all right, where are we on the mental health update?
We have the report back, Judge. The actual judge's
adjudication of it. It's not until I think later this week, actually.
It's on Friday.
Yeah, I believe he's gonna be found competent.
Okay.
I'm still working on, here's what we're asking the court today, and I think the state's joining in this request. There's some new information that came out on his more recent case that I've pointed the state to, saying that I think they need to look at it. What they're gonna do is they're A, gonna look at it, and B, maybe come up with a universal offer that takes care of everything. Because of competency and other mental health issues in this case, I don't believe we ever had a final plea by deadline. So I'd like one more pretrial if the court can give it to us. I'm also still looking, you authorized me with $1,200 for a mental health expert, not for competency purposes, but for potentially mitigation at sentencing purposes. And as I've told you before, my expert backed out of that based on the fact that she is having trouble getting paid from, and it's not your court, judge, but she's having trouble getting paid by the auditor's office, much like I just heard you talk about.
Okay.
And I don't blame her. She said, Colin, I'm not gonna do any more. Like, it's too much hassle to get paid. I've been trying to make some calls to find someone else. I'm still trying. I might bring you an updated order at some point with a new one. But as of this point, I've not been able to secure anyone who's willing to take a court-appointed case right this moment. So I'd like one more pretrial. I think there's issues that I've pointed the state to that might make their offer change for the better.
All right, so the final date on this case is gonna be April 30th. What's gonna be due is states you have to tender an offer at that time, and acknowledgement of discovery needs to be completed.
Okay, Judge.
All right, see you on April 30th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused, okay?
Thank you.
So, see.
Jasmine Hardaway. All right. So you all ready for jury trial?
Judge, this case just got recently re-indicted yesterday.
Okay,
Re-indicted yesterday, Your Honor, on a new charge of aggravated assault as opposed to formerly being charged with manslaughter.
okay, I don't have that file.
Just got,
I got a copy of the indictment. Okay.
Okay, no, I don't need to look at it. To the clerks, do you have the file?
yesterday.
Okay, life goes on.
What's the new case?
That would be 2024 CR 4235.
All right, so counsel, do you want to come back on the 29th
29th of
April?
Sure.
All right, so we'll come back on April 29th. By then, I should have that file. And we'll
Well,
go-
that'll give me a chance. If is the file ready to have motions filed into it?
You can file motions. I just don't have a physical file yet.
Okay, but it is open in terms of filing motions into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and so you have motions that you want filed and heard?
More than likely, Your Honor, because this is an entirely, well, it's the same incident, but entirely new charge.
Okay, all right.
We haven't had 10 days to, this is only one day after the indictment.
So I tell you what, this is what we'll do. We're gonna set it for April 29th, and by April 29th, have all of your motions filed.
Okay.
And then we can either have hearings on those motions on that day, or either if you want to bring it back the following week to have hearings on those motions, we can.
I guess one question would be, is there any additional discovery that the state has that they didn't have when the discovery was tendered on the manslaughter? If the state knows.
No, Your Honor, everything that was used to indict the case, I believe is the same. Or not believe, it is.
All right, and what's that new indictment number?
2024 CR 4235.
And is that the case that's related to the manslaughter?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, they had to include language to toll the statute of limitations, which makes reference to the prior indictment.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna come back on the 29th. And to the clerk, even though this case has been re-indicted, I still need this file, so don't send the file off.
No.
All right, thank you. Can I come on Zoom, Your Honor? You have any objections to her appearing by Zoom?
I don't, I mean, somebody might, but I
No,
don't.
Your Honor.
Okay,
And then the monitor still have to come in, and this for my murder charge?
I'm sorry, what?
Do I still gotta keep this monitor on even though I'm being
That's
indicted?
something your attorney will have to,
You keep
file.
denying me. Every time you ask you deny it. When you
well, there's a reason why I deny it. You know why it's been denied? Because this charge from 2021 is a manslaughter. The other charge from 2022 is an assault on a security officer. So according to this, and I'm not taking any of these cases as true, you first are charged with manslaughter. Then after that, you pick up an assault on a security officer, allegedly. I'm not saying it's true, but that's the order of things. So that's where we are.
they have the video of me for the lady who, okay.
All right, so you can appear by Zoom.
See you on Zoom on the 29th. You excuse, Your Honor?
Once you sign the reset form.
Ready? Are there two? Are there two of them, I assume?
Yes.
Discovery acknowledgement from the intake job.
All right, thank you. Glenn Ritter. Who's the attorney for Glenn Ritter? All right, if you come forward. Court is calling 2024 CR 0203, State of Texas versus Glenn David Ritter. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Amanda Hernandez for Glenn Ritter.
And are you Glenn David Ritter?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Is there an application in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Ritter, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention in a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We've been able to discuss this case, Your Honor, yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I'm pretty good.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ritter, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 713397. State will take into consideration 713398. and you agree to forfeit the firearm. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State,
Yes, Your Honor.
showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor, none that.
Showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objection.
All right, you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Just that Mr. Ritter picked up these charges shortly after he graduated high school. He made some very bad decisions that he's taken responsibility for. I would tell you that in knowing him for the past few months since our representation, he has seemed to be different than the first time he walked in. I do believe that this was a very tough lesson for him to learn with the arrest at such an early age, but I do believe that he is working to, sorry. But I do believe that he is working to make amends for those. He's maintained a close relationship with his family who's here, and they're ensuring that he's walking a straight path so that nothing like this happens again. He's also considering joining the military at some point after these cases are closed out. But I would just offer that I do believe that he is on the right path since this arrest.
How old are you?
18.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Just marijuana, that's it.
All right, see, he's not on the right path. He's doing this just marijuana, that's it. Are you still driving?
No, I don't drive that often. I don't have a car right now.
All right, so that F-150, did you pay for that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
It
how
was-
much did you pay for it?
It was in my mom's name. I was just making the payments for her.
So you didn't really pay for it.
Not fully, but I was the one covering the payments and the insurance.
And where were you working to cover those insurance payments?
Excuse me?
Where were you working?
At Comanche Trace. It's a golf course in Kerrville.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
So what do you spend your time doing?
Right now, I just work and that's it. 'Cause I have long hours.
So are your parents here?
My grandma is.
All right, where's your grandmother?
She's back there.
Hi, he's still using marijuana. I'm sorry? Yes, so that's what's going on. He really is not on the path to change his life. This is what I'm seeing from you. You are saying what you want, you think you want people to hear. And guess what? You're old enough to know that you should not have been speeding and having your friend hang out the side of the window while you're speeding. You know what ends up happening? then people end up getting ejected from cars and people are boohooing and crying about their baby. And then you're before me crying, oh, I didn't think this would ever happen. Young people want to use their age and inexperience to get out of things, but they want to do adult things and do crazy things. As much technology that is at young people's fingertips now, you know that doing donuts in an F-150 is not a good idea because that truck is top heavy. You know that speeding, doing U-turns. I read the police report. They thought you almost caused an accident or were going to cause an accident. And I guarantee you, nobody was wearing their seat belts and being good drivers and having their hand on the steering wheel properly, right?
Mm.
And that speeding that you were doing was putting everybody's life in danger.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
again, if you would have ended up hitting someone, killing someone, you know what ended up happening? Yeah, they would have sued your parent, whoever that name that truck is in, they would have sued them. They would have sued you. They would have sued your insurance company. And who knows, maybe you'd be going to prison.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know if you would be able to survive prison. Do you want to get a taste of the prison life?
No, ma'am.
Then you need to start making better decisions and don't use your age as an excuse.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. There's a $500 fine that is going to be probated. There's to be no driving. Where do you work? Do you still work?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're going to have to take the VIA bus. He needs to take the VIA bus. He needs to start learning things, grandmother. Oh, well, he's going to have to Uber to something. He should not be driving. All right. So there's no driving for him. He's going to do the defensive driving course. Hopefully you can pass that class without driving. And counsel, I'm not going to consider allowing him to drive until at least 8 months have passed. This is run concurrent with 713397. Taking consideration County Court cause number 713398. You to forfeit the firearm. And who is what is this? Fabian Butler to you?
I stopped talking to him completely.
No, my question is, who is he to you?
He was a friend.
All right, there's to be no contact with Fabian Butler. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And I will tell you, I understand when you're working at a golf club, what do?
I'm a greenskeeper.
All right. You hear people talking. People always want to say they're a big shot. I've been around golfers, but I will tell you where they are in life, they had to work to get there.
Yes, ma'am.
Some didn't have to work to get there. It's their trust fund, baby, or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
But some actually did have to work to get there. So when you hear them talking about what they have and what they're doing, just know that some of them had to get there through hard work. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you watch Caddyshack, you'll know that it's not all fun and games. I know you've never seen Caddyshack, but all right. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We're going to do the UA hotline, test for levels. Those marijuana levels have better start going down.
Yes, ma'am. They will.
If those levels go up, there's going to be a motion to revoke filed against you. Yes, miss? Oh, probation is going to explain that to him. Probation is going to explain it to him, okay? So there's going to be a UA hotline test for levels. 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm not waiving those hours. You need to do those hours. Probation, do a TAP evaluation. And I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else?
Judge, he does live in Kerr County, which is,
Far away?
so are you allowing transfer?
Yes. So there'll be a transfer to Kerr County. Anything else, probation?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. And one other thing, it's 4 years deferred adjudication.
Would it eventually?
They were to come back, what? All right. To the grandmother in the audience, is there anything else he needs?
No.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
You're lucky your grandmother loves you.
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
And do not be out there causing chaos and havoc for the population. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just remain in court probation. We'll go over conditions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Should raise that as for.
All right, are the parties ready on Adolfo Lopez?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Lopez. All right, what is happening with this case?
So Judge, we were here about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and you reset Mr. Lopez.
To see how he's doing at the jail.
Determine whether or not he was taking his medication.
All right, so do we know?
Yes, Judge, I verified this morning, with University Health that he's been taking both meds.
All right, and so I told you, Mr. Lopez, depending on what happens in this case would be 100% up to you. If there were no problems at the jail, if you were on your medications, then I would have more options. All right, we're going to go on the record in 2020 CR 8725, State of Texas versus Adolfo Lopez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Will Brooks for the defendant, Mr. Lopez.
And are you Mr. Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of true to number 48. The court found 48 true, and then it was recalled for today. Defense, for the record, do you have updates for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I did verify this morning with the staff at University Health that takes care of the medical supervision for the inmates that Mr. Lopez has been taking both of his medications since our last sentence.
And then defense, off the record with the state present, you informed the court that the inpatient that we had planned for Mr. Lopez or that he had previously been in is really not, is detrimental to his mental health.
I very much believe that, Judge. I believe Mr. Lopez struggles with that confinement, those set of rules, and he's not successful in that structure. And for that reason, Judge, that's why we're seeking revocation. The recommendation was the minimum.
I'm sorry, I believe the recommendation was.
The minimum.
Yes, Judge, I believe it was a two-year rec, Judge.
Yes, and then the court was not going to do the 2 years because I felt that Mr. Lopez had not been successful. But once defense counsel and state explained to me the state of limbo that he's been in and how this has been detrimental to his mental health, because I do note for the record that he does have mental health issues. And the court wanted proof that he was compliant with his medications and that there was a plan once he was released from custody. And we do have a plan in place where he can contact Center for Healthcare Services.
Judge's plan is to go live with his uncle, who's offered to take him in. And I've suggested to him that he needs to continue to take his medications because when he does not, he devolves fairly quickly. So he's told me that he's planning to do that.
All right. And Mr. Lopez, are you asking me to follow the agreement reached between the state and your counsel for 2 years in the prison? You need to say yes or no.
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what the court will do is the court then will grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Is there any successful completion of any inpatient?
He did not successfully complete the inpatient program, Judge, but his time is such that day for day, he has in excess of the sentence itself.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Lopez, I'll show that the judgment then is satisfied, but here's what's going to end up happening. Because this is TDC, they're still going to transfer you to TDC, make sure you have the credit for all the time, and they're going to process you there and then release you. Normally, that's how it works. Now, TDC may call the jail and say something else. No, you can just release him from the jail. It just really depends. And I have absolutely no control over whether they transfer you to the prison and release you from there or whether they release you from the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Lopez,
Yes.
you now know you have mental health issues, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I understand. I've worked with a lot of people who have mental health issues. They get on their medications. They're doing great. They're thinking clearly. And then they say, why am I on these medications? And they just stop taking them. That's a bad thing to do. Or either they take the medication because they say, I don't like the way it's making me feel. Maybe I'm sluggish, or maybe it's making me sick. And they stop taking medication. What you always need to do is call your doctor, let your doctor know about side effects, and talk to people. Because if you stop taking your medication, you know you're going to end up back here. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. State, if you'll let the complainant know that he's been sentenced.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And then Mr. Brooks, I'm sure you'll let, felony drug court know about his 2-year sentence because I read the concerns.
Sure.
All right,
Yeah,
so that everyone's on notice.
and he has my number too. I've told him, call me and I'll direct him to where he needs to
So
go.
awesome.
Try.
Yeah, doing great.
Sometimes it's beating my head against the wall.
Yeah. Hey, at least we try.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Matthew Castillo. Hello. All right, this is scheduled for trial.
Understand, Judge, yes.
And my understanding was that it was also for discovery. I think it was on video. Defense had mentioned that at the last setting. I just want to let the court where we did look into the video. We did try calling the gas stations that the defense gave us, but it'd been so long that.
So there's no video.
Understand, Judge. And I agree that we were also set to take up that now.
All right. So do an acknowledgement of discovery, and then you all will be back here at 1:30. All right. Thank you. Yes. I'm sorry, what? That is Matthew Allen Castillo. All right, who's here on Diego Mascaro? Where's Diego Mascaro? Come down. All right, so your counsel has filed a motion to withdraw. Are you going to hire an attorney?
No, I'm gonna Monday.
Oh, well, this is your attorney.
Thank you.
All right, I'll hear your motion, but I mean, you're his attorney. I see you saying here that there's a lack of communication. You need to talk to her. Here's the thing. I've been a defensive attorney. I've been a prosecutor. You know what ends up happening? In this court, I require that the state tender an offer. When people get an offer, sometimes, guess what? They get upset. And you know what they say? How dare you give me this offer? You need to do better. The offer is what the offer is.
That's exactly what, excuse me, that's exactly what was the case.
All right,
I
so
was
now,
having a lack
let me stop you there. Don't go into the facts of your case with me. So this is what offers mean. Offers are sort of like a potential contract. Defense will go to the state, ask for an offer. State will give them the offer. You can think the offer is ridiculous, but I always tell people don't say that because I want everyone to communicate respectfully, right? So when the state gives the offer to the defense attorney is required to tender it to you. And you know what your choices are? You can say, you know, this offer is ridiculous, I'm rejecting it. Or you can say, you know what? This offer is ridiculous, I'm rejecting it, but I will accept probation or I will accept A, B, or C. And then guess what? Your attorney will go to the state and say, you know what? My client is rejecting your offer, but my client is willing to accept A, B, or C. That's called a counter offer. And then you know what the state can say? Mentally, they can think that's a ridiculous counter offer, but okay. And guess what their choices are? They can either say, yes, we will accept your counter offer, or they can say no. And they can send your attorney back and say, no, we're not accepting his counter offer. And guess what? This is the only offer we're making, and we're not going down from our offer. And then guess what? Your attorney will come back to you and your attorney will say, well, the state is rejecting your counter offer. They say they're only going to offer you A and they're not changing their mind about offering you A. Then guess what your decision is? Either you're accepting that offer or not. Either you're going to trial or not, or who knows, maybe you want to plea open to the court and let me make a decision if they come to an agreement that you can plea open to the court. But you don't get an offer from your attorney and then, oh, I want a new attorney. That's not how it works. If you want another attorney, guess what? You go out, you retain an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So communicate with your attorney respectfully. Understand? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who's here on Ernest Fernandez? Is this an application? Yes, one moment. All right, for some reason, let me see. Ah, here it is. It's hidden. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9100, State of Texas versus Ernest Fernandez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Juan Aguilera.
Are you Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
Your
you
Honor.
understand it? Did you
Yes, Your Honor.
sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more? That is a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment. This is an application. Okay. All right, we're back on the record. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he is, Your Honor, and he was.
Mr. Fernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a
100%.
U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishments be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be the DWI intervention, VIP, and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, Your
Did you understand it? Did you
Yes, Your
sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
We did file motions and judge and those were favorable, ruled favorably to us, so we have nothing to.
Okay. Showing you outside the agreement, state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, 2-year driver's license suspension, 30 days house arrest in lieu of 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand those are recommendations by the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
State officer, the one and all, Paxson.
No objection, Your Honor.
You may continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and judgments? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. In this situation, I think if the court would note that the last judge, but the last time he was back in 2009, Mr. Fernandez is employed. He works at the VA and the building maintenance department. He's been there for a period of time.
4 years. 4 years.
I believe he's also a veteran. He's had his works. This particular situation that occurred, he just lost a friend, and I think he was finding solace in that with drinking alcohol. And it's not something that is prevalent in his life. Doesn't really happen all the time. This is just one occasion. Judge, one of the situations that Mr. Fernandez is now, I think, looking at, his wife was just diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer. She started chemo today.
So she's undergoing chemo. And I understand that one of the agreements is that he, or outside the plea bargain, is for him to be, to do the 30 days house arrest. We would like the court's consideration to allow him to be able to take his wife to the chemo treatments. She does start chemo today, so that's one of those things that we would like. The other question that Mr. Fernandez had would be the possibility of, would this court entertain the possibility of him buying out the community service hours? Or would the court want him to perform the community service?
Well, we'll see how he does.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any children, grandchildren?
I have a grandchildren and 2 daughters, Your Honor.
All right. And how old are your grandchildren?
2 years old.
All right. And your other children, I'm assuming, are adults?
18 and 27.
Do you babysit your grandchild?
No, I work nights and my daughter works days. So my son-in-law works from home, so he's always with the baby.
Okay. All right. It appears that you have an alcohol problem. You're one of those people who should not be drinking at all because this is your 3rd DWI. And I don't know the circumstances behind the other DWIs from 2006 and 2009. But if those were DWIs picked up because something bad just happened, that's a problem because then you drink when something bad happens. Or if they were picked up because you were celebrating things, then that's a problem. I will tell you, the life of the attorney is so difficult, and I understand why there are some attorneys who may have alcohol problems. You know why? Because you get cases and they're bad cases. And then it's like, hey, let me have a drink to, decompress. And then you win a case. Let me have a drink to decompress. So that appears to be the cycle you're in, and you're going to have to stop that. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. there's $1,000 fine. That will be probated. DWI intervention, VIP live, ignition interlock for half the term, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Ms. Abrams, if you can let them know to let him report by Zoom, since his wife is going to be doing chemo and he's with her, her immune system is going to be low. All right, so there'll be regular reporting by Zoom. There is to be regular UAs, 120 hours of community service restitution due to your wife's health issues, which I already know she's going to be just fine. It's going to work out. You have to put positive vibes out there.
We do.
I'm going to allow you to buy off the community service hours. That'll be at $7 per hour. And you can, through probation, get a list of charities. I always recommend the San Antonio Food Bank. The reason why I recommend them, because sometimes they're running low on food and that helps them out.
Absolutely.
But if you want to do it with them, you can do it with them.
Yes.
If there's somebody else on the list, you can.
That's one that I suggested, either that or I'm not sure whether Morgan's Wonderland does community service house, but those are the two that I had recommended. He looked
Okay,
at.
yeah. And Morgan's Wonderland, that's great as well. All right. There's going to be a 2-year driver's license suspension. There'll be partial GPS for 60 days in lieu of the Bexar County Jail. And the reason why I'm doing that is, again, because of your wife's medical issues. And I know her immune system is going to be low and the jail is not that clean of a place. And I'm giving you 60 instead of the 30 days because I'm putting you on partial. So I'm going to allow you to work. And I'm going to allow you to be at all medical appointments.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. There'll be a TAP evaluation out of custody. And a referral to felony drug court. And field visit one time. And let probation know if they're doing a field visit at his house to wear masks.
Yes, please.
All right. Probation, is there anything else?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question about what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to go off the record. Here's the thing. Drinking and driving is never a good idea because you can end up killing somebody. And then you're before me crying because you killed somebody, right? Nobody ever goes out drinking and says, you know what, let me get drunk and then drive drunk and then kill somebody. It ends up happening because people's thought processes are not where they are. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the people who end up getting killed are usually, for you, if you're driving with your wife, usually the passenger. The drunk driver usually comes away unscathed. You can see videos where they say, oh, there was a fireball, you know, a big explosion from this car accident. The driver, untouched, you know, just walked away with a few scrapes and scratches, and it's the intoxicated driver. So don't be that person. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. Talk to probation if there is an issue. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Have a pleasant day.
Thank you for all your considerations, Judge.
All right.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
On the first row, all the way over, the first row.
All right, who's here on Diego Mascaro? Are y'all ready?
No, Your Honor, you've already taken care of that.
Okay, all right, thank
We're
you.
conferring.
All right. On this one, they're not ready yet. They're confirmed. Shawana Canales.
He's gonna come right behind you, Counsel.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 2080A, State of Texas versus Shawana Canales. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Robert Grant for Ms. Canales.
And are you Ms. Canales?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Shawana Canales who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 2080A for the offense of theft 2,500 to 30,000 on July 10th, 2023 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 1 on or about the 25th day of February 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Shawana Canales, committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motions.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and up to a $10,000 fine?
yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you deny the motion, continue her on deferred, that she do a TAP evaluation in custody as well as a mental health evaluation in custody, that her supervision be extended for 3 months, that she be ordered to provide updated contact information and address, and that she report weekly for 60 days, Your Honor. Oh, and we'll take into consideration Night Mag 753121, Your Honor.
All right, is that the proposed agreement, counsel?
It is, Judge. Ms. Canales would like me to let you know that she, of course, would prefer to have those evaluations done out of custody.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
I explained that, Judge.
All right, Ms. Canales, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Shawana Canales.
All right, why are you not doing well on probation?
I didn't want to even come over here to lie to you, ma'am. You know what I mean?
All right, so here's the thing, never start a sentence with, I don't want to come here to lie to you, because usually what follows is not the truth. Or either, in all honesty, usually what follows is not in all honesty.
I really know, I really got nothing. I can't lie to you. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I wasn't, you know what I mean? Because I know that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do.
Why not? Why are you not doing what you're supposed to do? You want to go to a state jail facility?
No, ma'am. I actually don't. I just, like I said, I just had, like I told Mr. Barons, I just had a grandson, my first grandson. So like my whole perspective of doing the prison is like.
People always do that when they have grandchildren. Everybody always comes in. You know what? People come in here with a grandchild. They come in here with a new job, best job ever. So again, that doesn't explain
No, that's what
why.
I'm saying. I really didn't come to lie to you because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to
Why
do.
not?
I have nothing. Like, I mean, I really, my mind wasn't in the right frame. You know what I mean? I wasn't on my medication. I
So what's your mental health diagnosis?
I have been diagnosed with bipolar.
All right.
But I'm on my meds now. And like I said, my mind is, I really don't want to go to.
Oh, nobody wants to go to prison.
Yes,
Even
ma'am.
people who whose minimum sentence is 25, I've never had anybody to raise their hand and say, please, you know, like Charles Dickens, please, sir, may I go to prison? Nobody ever wants to go to prison. All right. So the question becomes, what are we going to do with you? Number one, your TAP, if I follow this agreement, your TAP evaluation is going to be in custody.
Okay.
All right. Probation.
Yes, Judge.
Is this probation's agreement or recommendation?
Yes, Judge, I do want to see about getting all of the evaluations done in custody, Judge.
Okay. All right, so the court will deny the motion. I'm gonna alternate, amend conditions to include the following. There's gonna be extension of 6 months. That extra 3 months is for punishment.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not for rehabilitation, it's for you to be punished.
Okay.
You could have been finished with this if you would have done right. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna extend you for 6 months. There's to be a TAP evaluation and MIC evaluation in custody.
Okay.
There's going to be the UA hotline until further notice. Do a referral to felony drug court. I know if she is accepted to felony drug court, it's going to have to be extended further, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. The reason why I'm recommending felony drug court is one, they have a dual diagnosis component, so they could help with mental health and they could also help with drug use.
Okay.
But also the MIC evaluation in custody is a long it's a long time for that. So we'll do a referral to felony drug court. All right, you're going to provide your address to probation. And that's going to be the address where you need to be. You understand?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And take in consideration night mag number 753121. Probation, is there anything else that's needed? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you don't want to potentially go to prison, then you need to do what's asked of you.
Yes, ma'am.
When there are, I think it's so simple when there are rules. If the rules are report monthly, then just report monthly. And you know what you should ask yourself each time you don't want to do something? Do I want to do this, or would I like to potentially go to prison? If the answer is no, then you better do it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Edward Castillas. Who's the attorney for Edward? Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, who's the prosecutor on this? All right, where are we on discovery?
Judge, I think so far we've complied. I think this is a first setting. Defense has indicated that there is some mitigation that they'd like to get to us before we make an offer. So I think it's currently where we stand.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 30-day reset? All right, we're going to come back on May 6th. Council, at that time, you need to get whatever mitigation you want to the state.
We will.
And states, you'll need to be prepared to make an offer on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
tell them I said hi.
I will.
Okay.
Are you doing okay?
Yes,
Good. Good to see you.
you too.
Thank
All right, who's here on Tamar McIntyre? Are y'all ready?
One right in the middle.
All right, why isn't he dressed for trial? See, I'm testing people, testing memories. All right, so when is this set for trial?
I believe Your Honor wanted us to come here today to
Yes.
discuss that.
Did y'all confirm?
We've conferred. It looks like that we would suggest that the week of October 14th. That would,
October.
yes, Your Honor.
That's far, far away.
It is
Why,
for,
why are we doing it far, far away?
Well, a couple of reasons, Your Honor. I think that it was indicated to me that the court may have several other trials that are of older vintage that have to be tried in between now and then. It also, I think, pardon me, from our perspective, we believe that the state has fully complied with Article 3914. We have run into somewhat of a logistical concern where the production in this case was originally delivered to us when the matter was still set in juvenile court. It was delivered on hard drives. So we had reviewed that long before this was even reassigned to the 187th. Now that it's in adult court and in the 187th, we are receiving e-discovery notices pretty much every week, sometimes several times a week, in which we have to go back through and now count coup and make sure that the documents are the same, in addition to reviewing a large amount of correspondence and mail from the jail Mr. McIntyre has sent or received. And that's a very time-consuming process. My office has had to hire a new staff member just to do that. And they're doing that 3 or 4 days a week, every week. And so those are some concerns we have just to make sure that we haven't missed something, that there hasn't been some slip between the cup and the lip. I appreciate that the state is doing this out of an abundance of caution, but it's a time-consuming matter. So we, looking at those things, thought that October would be a date that gives everybody plenty of time, decreases the chances we'd have to ask for any kind of a postponement at a later date.
Okay, there's not, if I give this October date, there's not going to be postponements unless there's something super unusual.
That would be our hope as well. But the idea is that this would be a date that is especially set. We all know it's going and that they're
All
going
right,
to show
what
up
date
ready
is
to go.
this?
what's that?
What date?
The 14th of October?
14th or 15th is a Tuesday, Your Honor.
All right, Norma. On this case, then we'll probably need to do jury selection on the 11th.
On the 11th.
And Norma, you need to call and reserve the central jury room for the 11th, because do we need many jurors?
I would think, given the nature of the case and the publicity around it, we would need a larger panel than usual.
All right, so go ahead and schedule it for October 11th. So we'll do jury selection on October 11th. And will you all be ready for testimony in the afternoon on the 14th?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right. So jury trial, jury selection, then October 11th. In the central jury room. And then testimony begins October 14th at 1:30 p.m. And so the only thing that will happen in the central jury room will be selection. And then after that, you start with your openings. All right?
Thank
Is
you,
there
Judge.
anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, yes.
Joanne Doyles has state jail felonies that were carrying for settings for state jail felonies, but my understanding is that this case takes precedent for doing this case first. I'm just You're appearing for Joanne Williams.
All right, so here's my question with regards to those cases. So you have discovery on those other cases as well?
No, he's not on those cases.
Correct.
Well, I mean, are those other cases gonna come up some kind of way? Because if they are, then you'll need discovery on those potentially.
Well, I believe have requested notice of any extraneous acts that the state would intend to use. I haven't been notified of any intention to use them. I believe all of these are things that arose after Mr. McIntyre's custody in the Bear County Jail, if I'm mistaken.
All right, so state, if you'll make sure that they have that.
I can give them access to it, Your Honor.
All right, so you'll have access to that. And then, Mr. Statesman, if you want to confer with this council with regards to those other cases and what you may or may not have. And,
Judge.
I'll have you all back here on October 14th as well. And who knows, something may happen with those cases at that time.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, they'll bring you over dressed for trial on that day. You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something else, you'll need to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. If there's an issue with that, let the court know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing to say, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
You too.
At one of the prosecutors that needed help was reported to. They had
All right, who is here on Bobby Rivera? And then after Bobby Rivera, it will be Ashley Medina.
I'm here, Bobby.
All right, Mr. Rivera. All right, you're scheduled for jury trial. And state, I need an acknowledgement of discovery. I don't have that.
Judge, my understanding was this is for the offer.
Yeah.
All right. I'm constantly testing people, right? So, has the offer been tendered and are you accepting the offer or rejecting it?
We've tendered a counter offer that they're gonna pass through to the witnesses to see if they're okay. I mean, the victims.
All right. Norma, recall this on the week of April 15th. All right, that will be your final plea line date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so we'll be back on April 16th. On that time, the state will let you know if they're able to accept your counter offer or not. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ashley Medina. Good morning. All right, so she was taken into custody.
Yes, Judge, the court reached out and asked that she be set for Thursday. I let the court know that I was out of town. I had a vacation there. So I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, she didn't show up on time. I was here. No, she was not. See, here's the thing. People say they're here, but people are waiting in hallways. When I call the docket, let me just explain to everybody. When I write down on the docket NP, that means not present. And I'm not just picking on people saying, oh, that's a defendant I don't like. Let me write down the words NP. It's because they're not here at 9 a.m. So we're past the point of whether she was here or whether she was not here at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., she was not sitting in either of these seats. So let's move on from there. So where are we on this case?
I think there's a 10th violation report, Judge, but I can't see it on file 360, so I haven't taken a look at that one yet, Judge. So I don't see on JD that there's a bond amount set. It looks, I mean, if we're on the 10th violation, Judge, I did confer with, defense counsel. This case hasn't been filed yet, so I emailed the, intake attorney to see where we're at with that, why that hasn't been filed yet. But it doesn't seem like the bond conditions are, being followed, right, if we're on the 10th violation report, Judge.
All right, before we go on the record, have you talked to the state about that violation report?
I have.
All right, then let's go on the record. If I can have that report back. Oh, do you need to make a copy of it?
Sorry, yes, ma'am.
All right, if you can go in the back and make a copy. If everybody have a seat, he's gonna make a copy. Can you make 2 copies?
Yes.
All right, just have a seat and we'll get you. Everyone, the court is recessing at noon. So if you have your file, come forward.
Speak about something else.
Sure. Yes.
This was, you might remember it. It was a motion for early term from a couple, okay, yeah, it's kind of weird. It was a motion from a couple days ago.
For the last one. Yes.
I know sometimes y'all deny them, give us a reason, or tell them, hey, like wait a year.
Oh, sure. If you wanna go to the back and have them pull the file.
Okay.
Sure.
Just so I can tell them, you know, usually, sometimes there's something to tell them.
Sure. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am conferring with the state on Mr. Perales and Miss Freak. Two evading arrest. They're both present. And Judge, I'm ready on,
I need to have them pull the file.
oh, I'm sorry. It's Freak and Perales. And then James Perales. And then the other one is Renee. Just a motion for GPS. Okay.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you about.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a Michael Stacker set today.
Yes.
He's being held in Kirk County. I spoke to Miss Mulliner about it. I have
Should be here. Why is he here?
He's not here yet, and apparently he's on the way.
Okay.
They told me that about 2 hours ago too, by the way.
Yeah, he's on the way. I mean, that's where he is.
Have to go up there to get.
Yeah, I know.
And then they have to come.
So I have a medical appointment at 1 o'clock. Judge.
Okay.
I was anticipating this will get done this morning, but if not, I guess, but Miss Mulliner and I we're trying to confer on it.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Emily Freyett. And then I'll come and get you. Who's the attorney for Emily Freyett?
I am Judge, and for James Perales and.
Well, it was one at a time.
Yeah.
All right. All right, state, did you tender an offer?
Judge, I was given the file now.
All right, so the state needs to tender an offer.
Correct, we're just conferring. I just want to let you know we're conferring. And same thing with Perales.
Oh, so here's the thing. Only approach if you're ready to speak with the court. You don't have to approach me and let me know you're conferring.
Okay, well, how about Renee Cantu?
All righty, if you'll have a seat.
Oh, they're not ready, James.
Renee Cantu.
So. It's for the judge.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
He just did everything the judge asked him to do. The judge says to be about and she would consider modifying GPS. That's fine.
All right, sure.
Thank
Oh.
you, Judge.
You're welcome. So there's a request for removal of GPS?
Yes, Your Honor. He has done everything the court asked him to do. And for the record, NIC evaluation, 90-day sober support meetings, FDC referral.
So let me ask you this, is he on tracking or?
Tracking only.
You're
He's on
tracking?
Yes, ma'am.
tracking only, Judge. And
Okay,
he's been on for how many?
A year?
A year.
Yes, ma'am.
all right, state.
Judge, we're opposed. He is pending several charges that are in the process of being indicted right now.
All right, so we're gonna go on the record.
Okay.
Court is calling 2022 CR 11790, State of Texas versus Renee Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense,
Roy Barrera Jr.
are you Mr. Cantu?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, I'm Judge.
All right, so there's a motion to remove GPS. Defense?
Thank you, Judge. Yes, Your Honor, as you may recall, my client was placed on probation by this court not too long ago, and we addressed this issue then. At that time, you informed us that you would reconsider the request that we're making today after he completed everything that's on this list that you gave him or probation gave him. So
Yes.
we're here to report that he has successfully completed and complied with every single request made by probation and this court.
You mean pretrial services?
Pretrial, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Probation.
And probation as well, Judge, both. All right, that's number one. Number two is,
Wait, just one second. Is he currently on probation? I don't think he's on
Yes.
probation.
Yes.
What is the cause number for that?
2022 CR 11790.
All right, could I have that file, please?
So the conditions for probation that should be.
Yes. He's on 5 years probation, Judge, granted.
All right, oh, just one second.
Okay,
I just need that file. I don't have it.
sure.
The partner in the back.
All right, if you guys could have a seat and I'll bring you right back up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Ashley Medina? All right, so we're gonna go on the record and cause number NIGhtMax 711895, State of Texas versus Ashley Medina. And could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Roberto Ambrosino.
And are you Miss Medina? Yes, ma'am. All right, so we're here on the 10th violation report. Defense?
Judge, my client indicates that despite evidence to the contrary, she is not tampering with her scram monitor, that she works at O'Reilly, and that her work
Works
pants,
where?
O'Reilly's Auto Parts,
Okay.
and that her work pants kind of rub on it and push on it and cause the violations, that she's not drinking. I don't think she's had any positive tests. It's all just been alleged tampering violations.
I'm sorry, your voice is trailing off.
Sorry, it's all been alleged tampering violations. I don't think she's had any actual positive tests. But that they're unintentional.
All right, state.
Your Honor, I don't know if there's not a positive test alleged on this one on the 10th violation report, but there have been positive tests in the past. And so I don't know how credible I find it that the pants are causing the tampering in this case, Judge.
All right. This is what we'll do. Ms. Ferguson? On this case, we'll need somebody in from Scram or whoever it is, and from pretrial services to address the issue of whether or not what she's saying is potentially true. And We will set it for. Can we set it for the 15th? All right, we'll set it for April 15th.
Court wouldn't consider letting her back out on bond or anything, judge, until then?
No,
An ankle monitor?
no. So we'll be back on April 15th.
Okay, just one other thing I'd like to point out, this case is about 10, 11 months old at this point, so I mean, these are pretty significant bond conditions for a case that's been pending as long as it has.
I understand, and whatever motions you want to file with regards to the lack of indictment.
I'll speak to her about that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back on April 15th. And then that other matter, counsel?
Yes, I was able to get the file. I might file an India's file. I think it's maybe this situation.
We'll talk to you about this in a minute.
Yeah. Pretty,
The
yeah.
last one.
What's this one? This is something else. You know, probably, it was an early term. I just wondered why it was denied. So I mean, give you a chance to review it, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Norma.
You'll give that to Mr. Ambrose.
Diego Mascaro. All right, so where are we on this case?
Your Honor, the state has made an offer. I've conferred with my client, conferred with the state. We tried to do a counter offer. And at this point, we're kind of at an impasse. So at this point, my client is not accepting their offer. But
All right, Ms. Ferguson, in this case, can you set this for a plea deadline date? How old are you?
31.
All right, if you'll set this for a plea deadline date the week of April 15th, please. All right, we're going to come back on April 16th. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the offer. If you choose not to accept the offer, then the next date you will be given will be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
There's no.
Have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.
thank you, Honor. Maybe excused.
Yes. No. Hello. Hi, thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, and we'll probably send them on their lunch break. All right.
Would you like me to communicate that to them, Your Honor?
Yes, and just let them know to be back outside at 1:20.
Okay.
Yes, but not to come to the courtroom, but just be outside lined up.
Yes, Judge. I'll make sure they know.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
Everyone, we are taking our break exactly at noon today. So your case is going to be recalled. Tuska Hamrick, is he dressed for trial? And Adam, what is happening with Joe Anthony Thomas?
I think we have it worked out today. We're just figuring out a few little, I think we'll have it worked out today.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, his client is here. I mean, was he brought over? Hamrick. All right, if Hamrick is here, he needs to be here by 1:30. He's here. All right, so he needs to be here at 1:30. And then Thomas, they say that they're working that out. Yes. All right, thank you.
Yeah, he's here. I get it turned in before, right? Exactly. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. Yep. Yep. At least.
No, I understand. Judge wasn't happy, but it's all right. That was a real thing. Some places trying to find my prize. Yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah. That work?
Everyone, move with the purpose. We are recessing at noon. Not 11:55, not 12:01, but at noon. And do not rush the court at 11:45.
I can say come say.
Yeah. No, that's not me.
May I have a waiver number on 2 cases? Oh, yes, thank you.
Norma, did Robert leave? Robert Ambrosino?
Yes.
Could you have him come back, please?
Have him come back?
Yes.
Yes. Sure.
Can I see the file on Joaquin Mendez, please? Yeah. Which prosecutor is handling Joaquin Mendez? He's on page 12 of the docket. Joaquin Mendez.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That one, you know, he's in federal custody. And Lorraine Efron, I believe she's filed a motion, not filed a motion, but filed a notice, vacation notice, so she's taking a little downtime.
Okay.
So
Sure.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset this. And if y'all can give me an update on the federal matter, and I know she will too, but I think we were waiting for just to see what they're gonna do with his federal cases. So Norma, on Mendez, if you'll reset this for the week of May 6th. And Deputy, am I right in assuming that Joaquin Mendez wasn't brought over because he's in federal custody?
Don't have them on the list.
All right, he's still in federal custody. All right, so we'll recall him for May 7th. Hello.
We're just working on paperwork. If we don't get it done, we'll come back afternoon. Y'all resume at 1:15?
Yes, if you can come by at, no, if you come back at 1:20.
1:20.
Yes.
I'll be here at 1:20. We'll see you this
Oh
afternoon.
my gosh. Hi.
Yes, hi, how you doing?
Hi.
I
How's
know,
it going?
it's going well.
I haven't seen you in ages. How is the triathlons and all of that going?
Well, I have one in 4 weeks, no, 3.5 weeks. So time is, it's called Ironman Texas, it's in the Woodlands.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm not ready for it, but,
We're doing a 5K and we're doing it cold turkey. We're gonna see what happens.
well, I can't do it cold turkey, but cold turkey 5K, kudos.
All right, we're gonna do it cold turkey and
That's rough.
if somebody can, maybe you can ride behind your bicycle and if I need
Okay,
somebody to
good.
pick me up.
Which, like, are you doing?
It's the one for colon cancer.
Oh, which
Well,
one?
against
Like-
colon cancer. It's something called Colon Coalition, but it starts, it's on April 7th. So we're really not ready.
It's in town or?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and people just been, not me, but some people, I'm not gonna name names, have just been eating desserts like nobody's.
So 5Ks are hard because they're sprints. So.
Oh, we're walking.
That's what I'm gonna be doing at the Ironman Texas. I have a 26.2 mile, run after the bike and the swim. And it's gonna be a run walk, but it's mainly gonna be a walk. And I'm trying to cut down that walk to 6 hours. So that's gonna be hard. So if I can make the cutoff.
We're gonna walk, but I want people to film it in a faster time so it can look like we're really running.
So basically, instead of slow motion.
Yeah,
fast
fast
pace.
motion.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
All right.
And just do the arms.
Yes.
So.
On what case are you all here on?
This is an off docket matter, Your Honor.
Oh, you need to go around. Don't knock that over.
This way? Okay.
Mhm.
It's an off docket matter, Your Honor. Mr. Flores represents him in your case and Marina represents him in the federal.
Okay, I need is there a file here?
The file is in bond forfeiture.
Oh, all right. So what are we here for?
So he was a bond forfeiture in March of this year because he was in federal custody.
Okay.
So he's still in federal custody.
So basically, Your Honor, his mother passed away last week. We had a motions hearing in front of Judge Pimperad yesterday. And Judge Pimperad said he would consider releasing him for 1 day to go to the funeral and on Friday, to his sister, the surety, by having him bag and baggage to court on Friday and then having her bring him back to court Friday afternoon before 5 o'clock so he can then be taken back to Carnes. The only problem was that there was an arrest warrant and he told me to find out if there's a way the arrest warrant can be lifted or not, just to let him know. I did call a bail bonds person. It's AA Best Bonds. They said that they had the bond forfeiture on March 5th, 2024. They would consider releasing him or reinstating his bond. if the judge would be amenable to it, but then they would get off the bond after the funeral. I guess over the weekend or Monday. I don't know if it
All
would
right,
work over the weekend.
state. Have you all talked to the state about this? All right, so you all talk to the state. Mike, you have something for me? How are you doing today? Do we need you as a part of our 5K to pad our stats?
But you guys said you're gonna walk, so 5K. No matter what.
Oh, run and put on my number as you run.
Okay. When is the 5K?
It is April 7th. I think that may be Sunday, but we're gonna have T-shirts and everything. So I don't want us to have
This weekend.
yes,
Okay.
I don't want us to have T-shirts and then people will recognize that we did poorly.
I know for a fact that I work with these.
Okay.
What time is it out?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. See, this is how cold turkey it is.
Let me know. Let
All
me
right.
know.
Who's here on Nicholas Martinez? Court is calling 2024 CR 0202, State of Texas versus Nicholas Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Brandon Bell for the defense, Judge.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Is this an application?
It is, Judge.
Let me see if I can find your application.
Should be in there.
All right. Show you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So he didn't sign his last name on this. Is there a reason?
That's his signature, Judge. It's how he signs. All of his signatures are that way.
All right. When you sign a document, you need to sign your last name. I'm going to show you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication. Is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest, detention, vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
We reviewed the same, no objection.
You may continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client made poor erring judgment. He's been really working hard since this incident. He just got a job with Toyota. So he's working on the assembly line, and he's been trying to make amends for the situation. Again, as the report reflects, he got scared. He made a bad choice. He should have complied, and he didn't. But he was cooperative with the officer. And again, at this point, Your Honor, he's trying to show the court that he would be a good candidate for deferred adjudication. And again, he's now been working with Toyota, I want to say about 2 months. Is about correct? So.
Yeah, that's not an answer. Yes or no? Okay. So who is Damian Vidalis to you?
Just a friend.
So do you all still communicate?
Just over the phone, but we don't like hang out no more.
Are you working at a Toyota?
Yes, I work.
Are they
with
drug
Toyota.
testing you?
Yes, they have drug testing, but they haven't drug tested me yet.
All right, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Not negative.
Okay, why are you pausing with, like,
I
you
didn't
don't
know
know?
what to say positive or negative.
Hmm?
I didn't know positive or negative. Which one is
All right, so have you been using or no?
No.
Okay. And who do you live with?
My mom.
Do you have any children?
No.
That's a good thing. Because you're not ready to make good decisions yet. But we're going to get you there. How old are you?
I'm 20.
It's 22.
All right, court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 120 hours of community service restitution. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. There's to be regular UAs, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be no contact with Damian Vidalis, and that's to begin on April 3rd. So you can call him today and say, I can't have any more contact with you. But after today, there's to be no more contact with him. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. And defensive driving course. I always thought that course just wasn't helpful to people who have an evading charge, but they actually do teach you more than just defensive driving. They teach you about the dangers of driving recklessly. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, talk to probation. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, then come back to court, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. You can shut it down.
Thank you, miss.
All right,
Thank you.
your case.
Conferred with the state, you still have the details. They are not opposed.
All right, and counsel, you're saying that the bondsman is willing to
Yes.
reinstate the bond?
Yes.
Okay.
And they will be shortly getting off of it after the fact, Your Honor, after the funeral. Thank you.
And you say that your client is going to,
He's going to the funeral on Friday. He's going to be released to his sister's custody and then returned on Friday at the marshals at the federal courthouse,
all right, thank you.
which is April 5th.
All right, there you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good
And it
luck.
was wonderful seeing you.
You make me nervous now when you say, oh my gosh, y'all are really doing it cold turkey. Isn't that hard?
No, not for a 5K.
Okay.
It's just gonna be, I mean, if you run it, it's going to be sore. You're gonna be sore the next day.
All right.
But that's no big deal.
We're all superheroes in this court. I think we can run it cold turkey.
You can run it cold turkey.
And then have somebody pick us up on the side of the road.
I will see if I can actually SAG, meaning be a bike escort.
Okay, awesome. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We're ready.
All right, so council, we're gonna have to take our break now. But if you all will be back here at 1:30, we'll take it up.
Okay.
All right, thank you.